Well, you all asked for it, at least a couple of you have anyway. Some of the biggest questions out there is how fast is the Benelli, what's its top speed, and how does it compare to the Grom? Let's find out. It's a long time coming, but we're here at last to see how these two stack up, which one's faster. But before we do that, a couple explanations. So I'm trying to curb the comments here because one of the things I want to point out is that this is not a stock bike. Neither of them are. But even though they're modified, they've been modified in the same manner. Both of them have kind of the essentials here that would impact top speed. They both have an exhaust, they both have intake, a cam, and an ECU reflash. So even though they're both modified, they're modified in the same manner to be more or less as similar as possible, at least as one could get between a Honda and a Benelli. Other than the bike's configuration, I wanted to make these runs as identical as possible. So the run took place on the exact same day, one right after the other, so that way I had the exact same weather and exact same road conditions. Both of the bikes, when they started their run, were started here cold and just rode from here to my test road and back. So in the time that they took from here to the test road, it was plenty of time for them to both warm up. In addition, I set the tire pressure to the exact same PSI for all 4 tires, and both bikes started the day with a full tank of gas. And finally, I want to point out that what I'm doing here is not, by any means, the quintessential top speed for the Benelli, or for the Grom either. I know I'm going to get a few comments here saying, well, I rode my Benelli 75 miles an hour and I still had throttle left to play with. Side note, the Benelli's speedo is notoriously overestimated from the factory, so before you make that comment, make sure that you corrected that. There's a great how-to video from my friend Eric at Kraken's Garage. I'll link that video down below. There's so many factors that come into play on a top speed run, especially for small bikes. It could be something as little as whether or not you had lunch before you went out and rode. If anything, this is mostly just to see how the Benelli TNT135 compares to a Honda Grom on the same stretch of road under the same conditions. But now that that's all out of the way, let's finally see what actually happened. All right, so we're gonna start this party off with the Grom. I think that's a good baseline, more or less. I mean, the Grom is much more well established. Also not going to Mexico for this, even though it's right down the road. We don't need to. Hello, cop. Say the cop knows. This is going to be a perfectly legal top speed run, and we actually have perfect road to do it, which is right down the road here, right on the backside of Miramar. It's a 65 mile an hour road, but it's not a highway and it's not a freeway. Ideal scenario. Might even channel my inner Tom Cruise. Or not, he's kind of nuts. So we're gonna pull up here in a little bit. I'm gonna put my phone on the phone mount, so that way I have a GPS speed as well as the indicated speed on the dashboard. We can see just how consistent this is, although it should be pretty accurate, but that way I actually have a measurement between both bikes, both runs, so I can compare apples to apples and have absolutely no chance for variability there. Highway to the danger zone. We're in the right frame of mind here. Alright, perfect. Here we go, first run. We're going to do this all the way down and then all the way back, and we'll average. Already getting smoked. And I think we're already in 4th gear. Getting smoked again. Already I'm seeing 60, 61, 62. I can't quite see what the maximum speed. Oh yeah, maximum speed there's 63 on the GPS. Exact same on the dash, so that's good. We got a little bit of downhill here, so we might gain a mile an hour or two. Hoping I don't hit the rev limiter. That's a real possibility. Still getting passed by a Prius. How's that for a top speed run? I'm maxing this thing out and then I get blasted by a Prius. Oh, the humility. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Let's see if we can get something higher than 65. 65, that's all I got. I don't think we're going to get any further. Turn's coming up here. Alright. Back out. strong run for the Grom. 65 mile an hour was the max speed there. Alright, now for a second run on the way back. My expectations are it's going to be the exact same. It's the same stretch of road, maybe a little bit different with how the elevation kind of goes. It dips down and then dips back up, so we might be like 1 mile an hour difference, either slower or faster than the last one, but we'll see. Alright, there we are, I'm pegged. 63. I might actually have to go around this truck. 64, 65, I saw 65. This truck might actually be helping us. Look at me just like struggling to get just 1 mile an hour more. And this dude's just chilling. What? Does that say 69? Nice. When did that happen? I'll have to check the gameplay after that, but I don't think that's right. There's no way I went up to 69 miles an hour. Strong showing of 63 on this run. On the flat, I don't think that's pretty much my topper right there. 62, 63 maybe. Alright. That concludes our Grom run. I don't remember going 69 miles an hour, honestly. I think that is probably... If so, it had to do with the drafting on the truck. And I don't think I'm going to be as fortunate with the Benelli run that I got the exact same conditions. So, I think it's safe to say that this one is probably going to be the 65 that we saw in the first run. But now the question is, can the Benelli beat it? Can it match it? Let's find out. Alright, here we go. Stack up, Benelli. Whoops, I hit the rev limiter right there. What, only 55? 58? Only 58 so far. Let's see, come on. As the jet's flying in, look at that, majestic. Danger zone! Come on the downhill. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, my right hand is welded down. 60, I see 60. Ah, we're losing speed now that we're going up. 54. Still, my hand is just welded down, wide open. Here we go. Let's see if we can gain some of it back. Come on, baby. 57. 58. 59. Come on, 60, 61. There we go. Let's see, 62. 63. 63. I think that's all it has to give. And backing out. 63 was our top speed. Woo! We'll see what the back run has, but I don't think we're going to top that. Here we go, second run on the back end. Here we go. It's just staying steady at 61. Not moving at all. 62, 63, 64, 65. Oh, Oh, come on, 66, let's see it. Oh no! We're going uphill, we're losing speed. Ah! But hey, we matched it. And once again, getting overtaken by a Prius. Well, we gave it our best. What a head-to-head, down to the wire. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that the Benelli was able to match it, because if I'm honest now, thinking back and just the way that this accelerates, I did not think it was going to get there. Even though they both kind of squeaked up to the 65 mile an hour mark, the Benelli really struggled to get there. Like in the very last second, it hit 65, but otherwise it would have been easily 63, 64, compared to the Grom that was easily able to get up to 65 and stay there a lot longer. So I guess the Grom killer is not quite a Grom killer after all. It's a little bit of a shame actually with the Benelli, because it has 10 more cc's of displacement. It has, what, 2 or 3 more horsepower than the Grom. Where's that horsepower? Where can I find it? Has to be in the gearing, because this thing just, it does not want to get up to speed that quickly. And then when you finally get from 4th gear to 5th gear in particular, that 5th gear, I don't think it really does much except just maintains your speed with a lower RPM, because when I was in 4th gear, I'm ringing it out and almost at the red line, and then when I click into 5th, the revs drop down, but then nothing happens. It just stays there, and if anything, it felt like it was wanting to go a little bit slower. So I think the gearing needs to be addressed there a little bit. Then we would be able to see some actual the 70 mile an hour runs and things like that that the Benelli claims. But you know, we just see that because of the speedo differences there. But now we know. And with a similarly modified Grom, we can see that the Benelli matches the top speed of 65 just. I think if we factor in acceleration as well, you'd have to give it to the Grom there, because it gets there so much faster and it feels so much faster than this one. The gearing is just this downfall, man. It just struggles and struggles so much just to get up to that speed and stay there. But I hope that was informative. Well, it was certainly informative for me, and now I know. Now we can have at least one confirmed top speed run out there. Granted, this is not a stock machine, as I said earlier, but you know, you got to work with what you got. So thanks for taking a look.